Welcome back everyone to another episode of Dawn of Man. If you haven't checked out the previous episodes, go back and check them out. There is a playlist for Dawn of Man. That way I'm not repeating myself every session on what we have done and what we haven't. But I will get into the plans for today. So if you remember correctly from the last episode, we had an issue with our citizens are not wanting to cut down trees. So that's one goal for today, is to get a ton of logs. Our next goal is to get the walls up and start getting these houses in. I want to get at least 2 rows over here, so pretty much create the pathway out of here into the fields. We're also going to go through the Copper Age and potentially, since there's not many goals here, but it requires 10 knowledge points for each instead of 7, we're potentially going to finish the Copper Age. We will start it, but we will not finish it. But before we get into the Copper Age, I want to, as I said, start building these. So I'm thinking the first thing to do is place down a bunch of work areas to cut down trees. That way, if it's an overlapping issue, there won't be any overlap. Like up here, there's a lot of trees in this area. They should be happy with that. And that gives us a whole new area to cut down. They're also just finished building the dolmen, which can hold 10 bodies. Wow. That's a fair bit better than the old piles. How do they even bury them here? Is this just like a sort of mass grave? Just chuck the bodies in there, and once there's 10 in there, it starts spilling up. It's kind of brutal. So they should start cutting trees. Like, do we have axes, actually? Do we not have any axes?
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Whoops. That that might be why. I checked everything up here, but I didn't notice that axes were missing. We don't have any axes, and that's why they're not cutting down trees. So now that we know that the reason we didn't have any trees being cut down is because we didn't have any axes, I'm sure some of you in the comments in the last video, if you've watched it in order, at the time of the recording there's no comments on that other video, but in the future there might be a few of you that watch the video and go, "You're out of axes." So I'll admit I'm an idiot. I'll be the first to admit that. So we know we're out of flint, and the mines we set up over here to get flint require a log. So let's go into this view and find some flint to pick up. Gather that. And that should be enough to get us started, actually. We've only got axes making, that way, it won't be, oh no, we aren't at the spear capacity, let's make spears first. We're going to just focus on axes until that gets up into the 30s. Oh, that sound was so satisfying after the end of the last episode. Hearing that tree fall. So yeah, we'll cut down some trees and potentially have what's planned out built when we cut back. Either that, or there will be a raid or a animal attack. Until then, we will no storage slots left. Okay, so welcome back. We've got a raid going on now. So it's just started up. I've been trying to get people to repair this. I can't set this to high priority, and they seem more focused on building down here. But that's something to... Where the hell are these raiders? Oh, there they are. There we go. Fire! No, 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 not the bridge. You. Get them! No, okay. Okay, so. Nice easy raider attack. We've gotten 2 huts built. We have trees being felled. Got a capacity for 76 people, which is good. Ah, oh, they fixed it up. Wait, so where are all my tools? Got some bone harpoons there. Okay, so they're just scattered through here. Fantastic. Alrighty, everyone. It's been a couple of years in game from the start. I'm pretty sure most, if not all of it, got cut out between the start where I said, unless there was a raid or an animal attack, which there was 1 raid and 2 animal attacks, for them to build all of the walls and the gates up, which we had, get the houses built, and also get 30 axes and get stocked up on logs. I've also set quite a few animals to be hunted, which it looks like they're actually already over and done with. And the workload is actually back to being pretty balanced. So, even with a couple of crops still to be harvested. So, I'm still thinking not going into the Copper Age yet, and instead building the next row of houses and potentially moving the stables, but I think the stables will be moved after we do this row of houses here. So I'm going to leave a gap as if it was a pathway through here, so nice clean pathway to each gate. I've actually set up a couple of more logging areas just there, 1 here to get the couple of trees we missed with this one. There was a couple of trees growing here. And we've also got this one which we set up earlier. So next up, we are going to build a couple more houses across here. So let's get residents, huts. That looks like a nice pathway that size. So pretty much that is the pathway that we've left there currently, which I don't like. I do prefer this size pathway. So let's go into building. Get a hut in here. Will be a big enough walkway there. Oh, we have just reached 75 people. That's pretty cool. We have space for another 31 people. I like having the capacity of over 100. No, that one doesn't quite fit there. It's a shame. I was hoping that it would, but it doesn't. That's okay. So that's going to be our first street there. Might actually put a couple of wells behind these three here and make that a proper path, like a nice straight street there. I think I want a third row here for sure. So I think my actual plan for today might be not to actually go into the Copper Age, but to sort out pretty much a day of organizing the entire streets, the layout, the city. Turn this tribe into a city. Alrighty, so that stable has just been taken down since we've built 3 more up here. So, as I said, we've turned the camera around. That way we can okay, so it seems we can't build up on that slant. But we'll build that there and have a look at this wolf attack. The wolf is running around, so I'm guessing it killed whoever it was. I'm all facing inwards. Let's put that one there. Okay, so we've got 5 more houses there. Once those are built, we'll build the second row across here, which we may be able to get a second one up here if it's not considered too big of a slant. And we're gonna pretty much loop this path across here, then go up. Alrighty, with us being low on food and pretty much everything, like we're low on food and mud, I'm gonna place a couple more work areas for fish and mud, so we'll cover those 3 for both of those. And I'm also going to put it across here. So, work area for fishing. You know, that's a much better circle there. That gets all 3 of them. Same as that one. So, that's these 3. And that should get us a fair bit of fish and mud. Wow, we've had, well, 9 deaths because another person just died of hypothermia already today. That's kind of ridiculous. I'm gonna place that down, and I'm actually going to empty contents and destroy that one, and we'll put that sideways. So as I said, we're going to start looping this straight across. That way it's just the main path up here. So I probably should place down a couple more hunting areas since I don't really have many animals coming through here anymore. And with the gates up, they're not going to be coming through our district, our town. I think I should make pretty much up here all a hunting ground. Wolf attack. I set those to be attacked anyway, so that works. Yeah, I like that pathway. That. population's come down a bit, but that's okay. Wow. One of our doggos was starving, it seems. That's our road. That's our first full street done. Gate to gate to gate. A little bit of a snake, but that's perfectly okay. Next thing we're going to do is put these ones in. Okay, we have a raider attack. That guy was brave. Dumb, but brave. Well, I guess there's a fine line between stupidity and bravery. Oh wait, they're my people. And they're the raiders. Okay, there we go. So, with me just having like 7 people just die of starvation then and there, I've got no room in a dolmen for them, so people are getting sad quite quickly. I'm going to set up those other hunting zones I was speaking of earlier. We'll make them as large as possible. Put one there. We will put one there. Yeah, we can have 5 simultaneous. There, that's fine. 5 there. We'll also do a work area there. Okay, so we've got hunting area from here all the way across. And then, of course, down here too. So if they come across the river, they'll get marked to be hunted. If they go anywhere near our settlement there, they'll get marked to be hunted. That should hopefully help with the food issue, because I think that's number 9 died of starvation in the last 5 minutes. Right, we were up at 90 at one point, we're now at 77. And that is high priority. That way people can be buried and not be walking past dead bodies and getting upset. My last sheep has died. He died of starvation there. Another person just died. I'm gonna keep that whole lot in, I think, since... How long ago was it that I said we were at 77? We are now at 68, so that's 9 people who've died just like that.
Thousands of tears later.
Oh, it's the dogs that are just out hunting. Doggo. I need some humans to start going and fighting the animals so that they can get skinned as well. The meat brought back. 3 new humans, okay. So we're back to a population of 50. Of course, it's going into winter. Okay, person attacked. That didn't do too very well. Now it didn't do any damage. This is not looking very good. Especially with all of these enemies, all these animals just escaping. Seems we're going to have we're going to have a tough time getting through winter, it seems. This person's going to die of starvation. This is not going well right now. We've got too many people dying of starvation. Definitely can't go into the Copper Age right now because that would cause more workload, I think. Yeah. That might make it quicker with the cart, but that's not really going to make much difference. Cattle domestication, not going to make much difference right now. Fruit tree domestication, I think that's more for planting rye, that's needed for brewing. And copper just for copper, essentially. Okay, so we managed to survive winter, but I wouldn't really call it surviving. There's a wolf attack somewhere, but I'm not caring. Because we went from around 90 people to 26 now. This is not going well. And it's possible that we might die today. Completely as a civilization. We're up to... we're down to 24 people. 23. Still going down. And it's not going well for us. Do I rely on hunting and get rid of all of that? Because this workload is ridiculous right now. Only one active task going on right now too. That's just how much of a difference that extra population made. Like all of this stuff was down at like 30% total. And now it's at 340%. This is not going well. If I'm being honest, I don't think they're going to survive the next winter. So this might be it for Dawn of Man, for this playthrough at least. Now, question is, would we have had enough knowledge points to complete the Copper Age? That's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70. So we would have had just enough knowledge points to complete the Copper Age. So we're actually running out of time for today's video. So we're going to go until the end of next winter, whether we survive or not. So, 2 new humans have joined the settlement. I hope they like starving. I'm pretty sure the only reason those humans have just joined is because we've got nice clothes. Because in the stats, we've got great welfare apparently. So, people's stats, the clothing, also the food surplus. Actually, we've got a fair bit of fish now. So, we're okay for food now. I think there's too many mouths to feed. Our workload's still way too high right now. And we're not going to get any more progress done on turning the tribe into a village, into a town. But, that being said, we might actually survive dying of starvation, even though we've got food now. The workload will be beyond high. Like, this is ridiculously high. This is ridiculous. We have 476% workload. Oh, and a raider attack. Fantastic. Okay, so we killed 2 humans there, but it's better than everyone dying. So, we don't really have much hope for workload coming down anytime soon. We're just going to have to wait and hope on the welfare bringing people in quick enough. Now, prestige is okay. Could be better. But yeah, so we're running out of time for today's video. We will finish up the winter and call it there for today, whether we live or die. But yeah, we took a massive hit today because I didn't pay attention to how much food we had. I honestly thought that the fishing sections we had, even all the way up this river and up this river, plus the farms and the hunting zones which had done us so well for so long, would do us for a long time. Like, we would be fine. But we just ran out of food and it was death after death after death after death. The goat has died of starvation. Now even the animals are dying because we've got no straw as well. This workload is ridiculous. But that is the winter done. We survived, but I wouldn't call today a success by any stretch of the imagination. Like, the only successful thing we've done is we got our first street in, and it's already falling apart because we don't have the people to repair it. So we went from 90, nearly 100 people, all the way down to now 17. Wow, this was not a good day for Dropbear. With that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, please leave a like, subscribe. Let me know you have in some way. If you want to watch more videos live, I will play on stream Monday through Thursday at 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, and Friday 6:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time. And we do a weekly race on the Banjo-Kazooie randomizer, and we will be going into Banjo-Kazooie bingo board. If you would like to watch some of them, that will be on stream. I will also be putting up some VODs, not all of them, but some of them onto YouTube as well. So I'm currently in the process of editing the second race the Shining and Tate and I did on the Banjo-Kazooie randomizer. That will be up within the week, probably either tomorrow or the day after from when this comes out. But if you want to watch all of those as it happens, jump over to Twitch. Link will be in the description below. And until next time, goodbye.